Hey guys, it's Randomizer here. Today we're going to be talking about a game a game developer. His name is Daniel Zenon Klein. He was a guy that previously worked for Respawn Entertainment under the game Apex Legends. So he basically for the dev team in Apex Legends, he basically was in charge of buffing or nerfing Apex Legends characters. So he was in charge. He was in charge of that department, and even, of course, he did the buffs and nerfs for Legends in Apex. And he worked there. He worked at Respawn. Blah. He worked at Respawn for a pretty long time. Really ever since, ever since, like 5 years ago. He also started immediately on Apex Legends. Once Apex Legends was released, he pretty much started Apex Legends once the game was released. So Zenon Klein Daniel is he's an OG guy. He is an Apex dev OG. However, as we're going to talk about later, he is no longer working for Respawn Entertainment, and he is no longer working on Apex Legends. And unfortunately, that's foreshadowing for what's to come later in this video, what I talk about later. So first, I just want to get started off. He worked... So yes, as I just mentioned, he worked on the game Apex Legends. He was working on that game since Season 0 of Apex. If you understand what that means, if that makes enough sense for y'all. So anyways, he was a pretty good developer. He was decent. He was whenever there were dev streams, he was mostly presenting the legend changes that he'd done, and he present that in dev live streams dev streams, which talk about dev streams. If you don't know, they talk about recent balance changes and other changes that were made to Apex Legends. Like an example being an Apex Legends Season 10 dev live stream, where the developers talk about all the changes that they did in the Season 10 Apex patch, if that makes any sense. They've also done a dev stream for Apex patches Season 6, 7, 8, and 9, and they did one for 10. And I don't know if they have not done one for seasons 11 and 12, but anyways, that's kind of irrelevant to this. What I am talking about is that that Klein, he was a pretty good dev at Respawn Entertainment overall. He seemed like a pretty chill guy, chill, laid back guy. He was super nice, and so yes, overall, he did have his flaws, but those could be kind of overlooked. And while he did do some questionable things, like for example, when Wattson was really weak, Daniel Klein thought that Wattson was the most OP character in the game, even though she was quite weak back in seasons 6, 7, and 8 because of all those darn nerfs that back in seasons 7, 8, and 9, because she got nerfed so many times, and even with buffs, she still wasn't that great. Great overall. Wattson was just very weak back then. But anyways, back to Daniel Zenon Klein now. As I just mentioned, he did have his flaws, but those, could be hidden. and his feedback listening sometimes was pretty good and pretty bad. For example, an example being he heard feedback from Apex players. He heard that pretty well, and he was very passionate and enthusiastic about Apex Legends overall. He did a pretty good job, pretty damn good job, working on the characters in Apex. And overall, you could tell by his by his passion for the game. The characters were done. They were balanced decently for the most part. And yes, overall, it doesn't seem from like what I'm describing so far that Daniel's career was even close to flatlining. It seemed like he had a pretty stable career, and Respawn, didn't really see the need to terminate him at this time. However, soon enough, his past would come crashing down and destroy his career. And I want to talk about that right now. So a lot of people nowadays know this, or what I'm saying is a lot of people now have seen Daniel Zenon Klein's old, this was back, I think, this incident happened back in 2009 when Daniel was 27 years old, approximately. No, it was 2008, I think. It was either 2008, 2009. Daniel was 27 years old at the time, so he was almost in his 30s, so small actions like that could be like small mistakes that seem fundamental but are really just not cool or okay for society. And if you make, like, for example, if you be racist or sexist or homophobic, and if you say those things when you're almost 30, then people are not exactly going to let that go as the future comes. It's better to make mistakes as a dumb little teenager like me. Maybe like 16, 17, 18, you can make all the stupid, crappy, severe mistakes right now. As long as you learn from those mistakes and don't make them again, then that's pretty damn cool. However, Daniel made these mistakes at the wrong time. So he said on his old social media page something about his beard and Africans. He made a racist joke about Africans. I'm whispering because it's I don't really want to say it too loudly because it's not the appropriate. Yeah. Yes, but anyways, you understand, I'm not really going to show the post because I kind of want to make this video kind of family friendly for y'all, even though I said that Daniel was being racist. And he made a racist joke about African people, and even worse, there was another post that was sexist towards women. So it was something I don't remember exactly what the post is, nor am I gonna show it, because that honestly, I just don't want to show stuff like that because it's really not cool what was on that message. But Daniel made those. So he made the female sexist post and the racist post. He posted those on his old social media account back in the day, and his social media account was public. He posted those two posts when he was 27 years old. So he was almost a 30-year-old grown adult saying like that. Yeah, you see what's kind of off with that? You shouldn't really be saying those things, especially online, when you're almost 30 years old. It's not cool at all. It's really not cool. And this was screenshotted, as a result, it was screenshotted and then brought back to light around August of 2021 when Apex when Apex Season 10 was about to drop. These screenshots showing the messages that Daniel Zenon Klein sent to this guy, the racist and sexist messages that he sent. They were broadcasted on all over Twitter, and because y'all pretty much know what Twitter is, it's pretty intense in the wrong ways. since now y'all know how Twitter's like, Twitter did not take this well and immediately started attempts on canceling DE-Kleined, and DE-Kleined was then forced to respond. At this point, he had no choice. He was forced to respond and address these allegations, which were true, and they were fully shown on display, and they were not pretty. His response, though, was that he wanted to get a reaction out of people with the racist and sexist things that he posted on social media. That's why he posted them, to get a reaction out of people, and he didn't know any better. But it's a little bit shocking that a 30-year-old doesn't know any better and posts crap like that can be harmful to others. I just don't see how. I guess you were stupid when you were 30, but still, I don't really know his true motives, Daniel's true motives when doing stuff like that. But anyways, what I do know is that he did respond, and he actually did take some accountability for what he did. He took some accountability and responsibility for what he took responsibility for what he said, and he didn't sugarcoat anything or make it seem like that he was in the right at all, or that it wasn't his fault. He said, "I made a mistake. I screwed up. I shouldn't have said that, but I said it anyways. I'm sorry." He did that, however. So he apologized, but however, his apology was too little too late, because he then got terminated from Respawn Entertainment, meaning he no longer worked for that gaming company anymore, and he no longer worked on Apex Legends. And at this point in the story, Twitter pretty much canceled the guy, and he was kind of done for. It was too late. His reputation was now sodomized on Twitter, and no, especially Twitter, because he mainly posted stuff on there, basically, and his reputation was kind of destroyed. No, it was really destroyed on Twitter, especially, and kind of as a developer. I don't know how. I actually don't really know what the guys what Daniel Klein is doing nowadays. Hopefully he's happy and healthy wherever he's at. If he's chilling at home, if he has a new job for a new company, but yada yada, whatever. I just hope that the guy's happy, and hopefully he learns. I'm pretty sure, he learned from his mistake that he did 10 years ago. Hopefully he becomes an even better person from this experience. Nowadays it's the only other option. He got exposed for what he did, and he needs to just continue to grow and thrive and take a break from social media or from anything. I think that I don't think that Twitter was in the right for canceling this guy. They pretty much booted him when when this mistake that he made came to light. They pretty much they booted him, and I feel like that was a little bit unfair, because while he did make some mistakes in his explanation post, and he definitely made a mistake when posting those two posts, the racist one and the sexist one. He definitely made a mistake in posting those. I just think that Twitter should have just gave him another chance, and while I don't think Respawn is going to welcome him back with open arms anytime soon, I think Respawn has kind of moved on from him. They moved on with a lot of the Apex dev team. Like, there used to be, there's so many people that quit the Apex Legends development team, and there's all the OGs from Apex are now just gone. It's now a lot of new people nowadays working on Apex Legends. But hopefully Daniel is just chilling right now and is not getting into any more trouble, and hopefully he just learned from this experience and can grow and thrive as a person from now on. I know if I made a if I made a mistake like Daniel did, I know that the only thing I could do from that point onward is just to improve myself as a person and just shut up. Don't respond in any other ways, but just saying, I screwed up. I'm sorry. I don't expect you to forgive me, but hey, I don't expect you to forgive me, but just know that I really am sorry, and I wish I could take back what I did, but yeah. Of course, you made the mistake anyways, but, you know, you still got to take accountability and responsibility for it. And that's what I would do if I was in a similar situation that Klein was, that Klein was in. But anyways, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Overall, that's what happened to Daniel Zenon Klein. Yeah, he is no longer working for Respawn or on Apex Legends, and nowadays I think he's just chilling, which I think that's where he needs to be. Hopefully he can find it. Hopefully he already has or can find a new job in the future and try and put all this Twitter nonsense and all this other social media nonsense behind him, and hopefully he could just move on and forward from this. But anyways. So yes, that was, I'm trying to think of what else to say. I mean, yes, of course the guy, he was pretty depressed about, Daniel Zenon Klein was pretty depressed about being canceled on Twitter and being fired from Respawn. But anyways, yeah, that's all I had to just say. I kind of forgot to say that in the actual video. But anyways, now y'all know that. Anyways, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If you liked it, you could feel free to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content. I'll see you on the next video I'll do. Coming soon, ladies and gents. Peace. See you over there.